Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at part 3 of Slope Intercept, lesson 8.5. We're going to be talking about parallel and perpendicular lines. They're really important to understand and how to create them in relationships to other lines. Parallel means they are never going to touch. We tend to write that with the double lines that are parallel. So we'd say line A is parallel to line B. And here, this is the symbol that represents perpendicular. They actually connect to C. Well, and they make like an upside down T, and that says A is perpendicular to B. Sorry, A is perpendicular to C. So we can see that they form a 90-degree angle. Perpendicular lines cross, creating a 90-degree angle. And that's the symbol for angle. These are parallel. They just never touch unless Mrs. Lattimer is drawing them. Okay, so here's a little practice with finding slopes of parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So if we have 4x plus 3y equals negative 18, we need to set this into our appropriate slope-intercept form. So I would like you to pause for a moment and do that so that you have it as y equals mx plus b, so that we can easily look and see what is our slope and what is our slope-intercept form, or our actual y-intercept. So pause. Okay, so let's start looking at the solution. So first we write it in a given equation of slope-intercept form. So we are going to write it as y equals negative 4/3 times x minus 6. So again, this is the same as divide by 3. It's however you want to look at it, but I typically will call it dividing by 3 instead of multiplying by 1/3, but it's essentially the same exact thing. So what is our y-intercept? Negative 6. And where is our slope? Negative 4/3. It means I go down 4 and 3 to the right. Down 4, 3 to the right. And that this line is going to cross at negative 6. Okay, so let's continue looking. Oh, didn't that not get totally messed up? So the slope of a given line is negative 4/3, as we said. And it says that the slope intercept is negative 6. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, when we're talking about parallel lines, which is what I attempted to draw that symbol there, we have the same slope. So if I wanted a parallel line to this, my y would have the same negative 4 as my slope, because they have to change at the exact rate so that they never cross. But my y-intercept could be any other number than negative 6. So I could have positive 6. I could actually have negative 5.9. These can be anything so long as it's not exactly negative 6, exactly the same. This has to be exactly the same, because if I'm going down 4 over 1, down 4 over 1, both lines must do that or eventually they would cross. Now if I'm talking about perpendicular lines, I'm going to have a slope that is exactly opposite. It's going to need to be the other sign. So if it's negative, it now becomes positive, and if it's 4, it becomes 1/4, because I need it to cross exactly to form a 90-degree angle. The y-intercept is, it can vary. It doesn't have to be different. It doesn't have to be the same, but this does. This x, this slope, sorry, not this x, this slope has to be the opposite so that we can get a perpendicular line. So this is the basic to this. We will cover this a little more in class when we're actually doing some perpendicular and parallel lines, but it's really not complicated, especially for the same slope with parallel lines, so very simple. And really perpendicular is not very hard either. So thank you for watching these videos. This is the last one of this. I am going to pull up one more slide that if you choose to try and practice, you can see if you're getting it. It does have the answers right there for you, so you can check. It's not for a grade or anything, but thank you.